You've decided that you want to grow your business by referral. And in order to do that, you want to go to some networking events. So you're wondering, what is going to be the best way, how to work a room at a networking event? Hi, my name is Tiffanie Kellog, and I'm very excited to be here with you today to explore how to do this networking thing. I actually wrote the book on networking. Well, maybe not the book, but a book, well, several books. But I'm going to be pulling today from the 4.5 networking mistakes. It takes a look at how do we really work your network. And in this video, we're going to cover a couple of different things to help support us working that room while we're networking. The first, why is networking important? Let's take a look at what is networking. Then we're going to talk about how to be a successful networker. I think there's some definitely things that will make a difference when we're in the room. Then we're going to talk about where to find these networking events that you want to attend. And lastly, how to grow your referral business, because a lot of times people are looking to do networking in order to get more referrals. Now, at any point in time, if you want to skip ahead in the description below, you can just click on the time to skip to one of those conversations. And let's dive in. As we look at why is networking important, I thought we should look at the definition of networking. Networking is a process of developing and activating your contacts to increase your business, enhance your knowledge, and expand your sphere of influence. To me, networking is so much more than just attending networking events. I mean, that definition, there's a lot going on, though you're here to talk about how to network the room. So let's talk and focus on that. When I go networking, my goal is to book a meeting from the meeting. So to me, why networking is important, because it gives me the opportunity to meet people that I want to have additional meetings with. As we look at how to be a successful networker, I wanted to pull from the 4.5 networking mistakes. We actually talk about 19 networking nuggets. These are things to do before, during, and after the networking event, plus how to deal with networking nervousness. We're not going to go through all 19. That would make it a way long video, but I want to at least cover the Cliff Notes version of a handful of the 19 networking nuggets to help you work that room. Number one, pick the right networking event. Unfortunately, there's not a here's the answer for picking the right networking event, like check these things off. But I do think there's a couple things to take in consideration. For me, I want to make sure A, is my target market there, or B, are my referral sources there. The event needs to have one of those in order for me to want to attend. Some other things to take into consideration is the time that's involved, whether it's on Zoom or if you're going in person. How long does it take for me to get there? How long is the actual meeting itself? Does it fit in my schedule? Does it fit in my budget? And so I think after we answer, are my ideal clients there? Are my referral sources there? Because that, to me, if the answer to those is no, then I'm not going to attend. Then I look and see, is it a good fit for me otherwise? And then I go. Networking nugget number 3, create a goal. Too often, I think people go to networking events like, hey, I'm here, what's up? I think it's important for us to create a goal prior to going to the networking event. How many prospects am I looking to meet? How many referral sources am I looking to meet? How many appointments am I trying to schedule? Who do I want to reconnect with? My goal is not just let me go pass out a whole bunch of business cards. That, to me, is not how you do networking. You want to go with the intention of creating those meetings from the meeting. Too often, I think people go to networking events, let me sell, let me sell, let me sell. And if you're doing that, you're probably not going to have success. Because most people that go to networking events looking to sell, very few people go to networking events looking to buy. We call that the networking disconnect. And so if we keep in mind what our goal is of scheduling appointments, then we're in a much better mindset. It's not direct prospecting, it's networking. One of the most powerful networking nuggets is number 8. Utilize your funneling conversation. Your funneling conversation is a series of questions that you can use that in less than 30 seconds or 45 seconds, depending on how quickly you talk, you're able to determine from the person that you're speaking to, are you a good fit for me or not? Let's take a quick look, Cliff Notes version of the funneling conversation. When you meet somebody at a networking event, typically you're going to start with asking them, what do you do? 99% of the time, people are going to respond with a profession. And so you're putting them into the funnel to say, are they part of my contact sphere or not? If they're part of your contact sphere, then your goal is to schedule an appointment. Oh my gosh, you're a insert profession here. I find I have a lot of referrals to pass to your profession. Do you think we could get together for a Zoom or a coffee? I can learn more about what you do and perhaps, see how we can generate some referrals for each other? Super simple, super basic. If the profession is not a profession that will typically refer you, then hard as it can be, you want to close your mouth and wait, and hopefully they'll ask you, so what is it that you do? When you do that, you want to share your I help statement. So when people say, hey, Tiffanie, what do you do? I help people make money, save time, and have fun. Hopefully they'll then say, how do you do that? That gives me the opportunity to funnel them down to see if they're a good fit. You want typically 2 to 4 questions to say, are you a good prospect for me or not? So I'll ask, are you looking to grow your business? Would referrals help you grow your business? And would you like to double or triple your referrals? And when they say yes, it gives me the opportunity to schedule an appointment with them. If at any point in time in the conversation they say no, bye-bye. Well, maybe it's not like bye-bye, I'm done talking with you. It's just I know that they're not a good prospect for me. They're not a good referral source for me, so I can move on, because that's essentially usually the 2 things that I'm looking for. So I do have like a 20-minute video exploring a ton around the funneling conversation. I'll put that in the description below if you want to get more information, or you can always check out the 4.5 networking mistakes. There's a lot in the book that talks about the funneling conversation. Networking nugget number 9, offer support to others. I love the idea of offering support, especially when you're looking at people you just met. Our goal is to build relationships, to build the know, like, and trust so that people are going to want to refer us. And we have to find a way to do that. And so to me, when I'm able to offer that support, it gives people the opportunity to say, oh, Tiffany's good. She's doing things. I might ask people the question, what's a challenge you're facing in your business right now? Or what's going on that's kind of keeping you from doing more of what you love? I'm kind of fishing to see if there's something going on where maybe I can refer them to somebody in my network. Or it could be offering support in the form of, let me send you a link to a video or an article. Could be something that I've written, or it could be something that I know from one of the people in my network that's absolutely phenomenal. I can share it in that way. Offering support could be, let me invite you to come to another group or another event where I'm going to be at. Let me introduce you to some people tonight. So I think there's a lot of ways that we can offer support to people. Networking nugget number 13 is spend 5 minutes or less with the people that you meet. I oftentimes will see people at networking events and they spend all their time with the same person. It's like, yeah, I met this person. It was great, but we're missing out on the opportunity to find others. If our goal is I want to meet 5 new people and schedule appointments, if I spend all my time with one, I'm never going to get to spend time with the rest of them. So ideally spend 5 minutes or less with the people that you meet. Networking nugget number 17 is avoid the networking don'ts. And so we've got quite a few different don'ts in here. Don't number 1 is sell. I think we've already kind of talked about that. There's the networking disconnect. If people are asking about your product and services and they're interested in buying, I think you're okay, but avoid the selling. Also, I would avoid controversial topics. Politics, the vaccine and COVID can be, religion. Stay away from things that are controversial. Don't stay away from the deodorant and the breath mints, though, especially if you've been out all day. Do you need to refresh a little bit? Nobody wants to smell your breath or smell your BO. So make sure that you're nice and fresh. I recommend don't be negative. Like if you're in a bad mood, fake it till you make it. And if you can't fake it, don't come. We don't want to be around negative people. And I typically recommend when you're at a networking event to keep it PG, maybe PG-13, but I rarely, I don't want to be my full, you don't want to be R-rated when I first meet you, because that may not be referable. And that's the name of the game. I mean, we're at a networking event, yes. However, we're representing us in our business. So you don't want to get drunk. You don't want to say things that are inappropriate. So make sure you're keeping your credibility level high. Like I always say, if I'm not going to do it in front of my grandma, then I probably shouldn't do it at a networking event. The last 2 networking nuggets are actually what to do after a networking event. And I know the video is how to work an event. However, I think that we can work the event, but if we don't do networking nugget number 18, why did we go? And that's follow up. You want to follow up. I typically will try and put in my calendar the time to follow up when I schedule the networking event, because I don't want to miss it. I don't want to not do the follow up. So make sure that you do your follow up. Now, I often get asked what's the best way to follow up, and I have another video that explores 3 answers to the question, what's the best way to follow up? Networking nugget number 19 is connect online to strengthen offline relationships. And in this post-COVID world, there are some relationships that we may have only ever created online. So when we meet offline at a networking event, connect online to strengthen those relationships. Now, my rule of thumb when it comes to connecting is I feel pretty comfortable if I met you at a networking event going to LinkedIn and trying to connect with you there. When it comes to other other platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all of that. My rule is if it's on the business card, email signature, the website, I feel comfortable connecting with a person on those other platforms. Not everybody uses Pinterest and Instagram and Facebook for business. And so it's like, why is this person requesting me? So I only send the request to the other social media platforms when it's on their business card, on their website, or in their email signature. And just give me an opportunity to show up in their feed, be more visible, assuming you do well with social media. If not, it's a whole different conversation. To connect and develop that know, like, and trust. So those to me were some of my top networking nuggets from the 4.5 networking mistakes to really have us focus on working the room. Now, where do we find those networking events? 3 ways I like to answer that question. Number 1 is ask the people in my network. If I've got people that I know, like, and trust, I will ask them, hey, what events are you going to this week or this month? And if they have something that's interested, hey, would you mind hosting me at the event? I love having a host because that will have them taking me around, introducing me to people. I'm going to borrow their credibility. Plus, I don't have to be alone when networking. The second way I often look for networking events is utilizing social media. I'll put, hey, what networking events are y'all going to this week? Tell me about them. Maybe I want to go with you. And then last, though not least, you can always Google it. Put in networking events near me. Or if you know the type of organization that you're looking for, put that into Google and see what pops up. And this was kind of my Cliff Notes answer to this question. I go a little bit more in depth. I, of course, have another video on that. So if you want more ideas, more in-depth answer on where to find the networking events, you can check it out. All this networking is typically done in the hopes of let me grow my business by referral. And so I want to talk to you about 5 steps to referral success. And of course, I've got, I actually have an online program, 5 weeks, 5 steps, more referrals. It's free, links in the description below. But let's give you the overview of that. So our first step is going to be you want to identify your ideal client. Who are the people that you love working with that pay you well? Then you want to determine who are the referral sources that are able to pass you those referrals all day, every day. 3 and 4 kind of could go together, and that's educate and motivate. I've got to teach the people in my network all about what it is that I do, what the products and service that I offered, what are the benefits, and then I need to motivate people to have them wanting to refer me. So we put those 2 together, educate, motivate, and then 5, we can ask for the referral. We've done all the work leading up. Now we get the opportunity to ask for the referral, being able to create massive amounts of success for ourselves by getting those referrals. So there are some thoughts on how to network that room in the comments below. Let me know what's your favorite tip that I shared, or what's a tip that you've got for people if they're looking to work that networking room. While you're down there, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Happy networking, y'all.